this episode of the FANMEN podcast of DJ Gove.
Chris Davis.
Sean Hogarty.
So this is like a special kind of one-off thing. It's not a normal episode.
None of them are normal, DJ.
That's true. That's true.
You can barely call them episodes.
That is also correct.
No, I have a lot of episodes.
Yes, I mean, we number them.
We know. So, it's the week of April 20th, 420, as the kids say. And the one thing that's kind of crazy about this week is that we were all supposed to be down in New Jersey in Red Bank for the opening of Kevin Smith's new Smodcastle East.
Yeah, I'm using my hand here, yeah.
Yep. Yes, the Smodcastle. The
Smodcastle.
So, which unfortunately, due to everything that's going on, has been postponed indefinitely. That sucks. I mean, first world problems. We don't get to go do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Certainly.
But anybody who listens to us, the four of you, we're all big Kevin people, obviously. And, Kevin means something super special to all of us, whether it's, stuff he's helped us through individually, like with me, with the weight loss and all that kind of stuff. And, just we've all met a bunch of times. He's, good to us and everything like that.
Me with the dollar loss. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But,
it's an investment, Sean.
It's an investment.
Yes. So on top of not being able to go down and see Kevin, which is always, a shining highlight in the year, or Chris every 4 weeks.
I'm starting to get a little. It's been about 4.
I know, he's getting
itchy. Yep.
He's getting the Smith shakes. He's like does this when he sees the Clerks DVD.
Yeah, it's really not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure where my place is in the world anymore. I don't have that fence post.
Yeah.
There's nothing on the calendar.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go there. But
rough,
So one thing that it might be different for me at least. It's almost just as important as how awesome Kevin is and how much we all enjoy his stuff. Was all the people we've met kind of mingling in the world.
Yeah.
I know the two of you guys from this. Two of the best friends I've ever had in my life is from Kevin.
I joke about it. I picked up you 2 stray dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
At
Stray
Kevin
puppies.
Woof.
Yeah.
And just much like Kevin is an awesome human being, like possibly one of the best human beings on the planet. I always say he's my favorite human. All of us fans, for the most part, are all super good people too. And when we all get together, we all kind of migrate towards each other, and we have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, since we all can't be down there for Smodcastle, we kind of bring the Smodcastle to us. And we obviously couldn't talk to everybody, because this would be a 19-day long episode. But a couple people that we had contact info for, we hit up, and we're going to have them on, and we're going to talk some Kevin stories on the Zoom.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Virtual Smodcastle get together.
Yeah, virtual. Yeah. So we had to bring it to us. So anything you guys want to add before we get into it?
No, just that it is kind of cool that even in this time of sitting in our houses, it's possible to, reach out, talk to folks, especially video chatting, things like that. So I think it's a cool idea, DJ, and I look forward to talking to a few folks and maybe some more folks after that.
Yeah,
maybe some more folks after that. Huh? No, I think you summed it up great. I mean, this podcast is a testament to those relationships that are built. I mean, I've met both of you in entirely different circumstances. Sean at a show, you at a con, and the two of you didn't meet until Vulgarthon.
Yeah.
Not really.
Wasn't until the ride down. So, I mean, you knew of each other, but So and it's those connections. I mean, the last year and change of my life has been kind of defined by those connections. Certainly the last 6 months.
I hadn't really thought about it in those terms, but when we were together down at Vulgarthon was the last time I was in sudden and massive back pain and probably headed for surgery again. Yeah.
Sean on narcotics. Fentanyl is your friend.
I ain't got none now. Yeah.
Just don't stand in the sun.
There we go. Oh, God, it was hot. It was hot.
Where's Danielle now? I need her to.
Yeah, that was the.
Yeah, I have nobody to babysit you now.
I know.
Yeah, I have my family.
Here, I've never met you. Take care of him.
My family's babysitting me now.
But that weekend was the that weekend, I mean, you brought that weekend. That was the first time I really kind of hung out with Sean.
Yep.
The first time I ever had
Highly
my
overrated, right?
Yeah,
it was a little,
absolutely. Yep, overrated.
his hands are as soft as he said, Chris. It was the first time we ever had our, Chris and I had our picture with Kevin on the front page of the paper. That was the first.
Yeah.
Which showed up on the web again this week.
Yep. Oh, it did?
For what?
It did. They were doing an article on the Mallrats screening that is taking place on 420. And the Asbury Park Press. So when you scroll down,
Nice.
there's the splash. There's the three of us as the first picture from.
Yep.
Was a good picture.
I was on fentanyl somewhere off frame.
Sean was high in the corner playing with the light switch
Yes.
Bernie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
also
right.
on top of like even just that weekend was also when Ming and Mike, another connection to Kevin, showed us kind of how to do all this and kind of put us through the ringer on how to get all this going. So it all kind of comes back to, everything always comes back to Kevin. It's, we said maybe except for football, it's the number one thing I care most about. It's like Kevin and Disney.
Kevin and Disney.
It's tough. But yeah, so I figured, I miss everybody. I really wish we could have done the diner trip and everything and all that, but we will soon.
Oh, I need a diner so
I
bad.
know. Diner. I just got a diner table for my Animal Crossing house. It's nice.
The last two times I had a proper diner experience was in Jersey a few months ago with my friend James and his family at I can't remember the name, some nautical themed diner in Jersey.
Oh yeah.
And then the previous time somewhere around some event, but with you, Chris, at the Americana.
Yes.
Where I've been a bunch. Oh,
Was that with the girls?
yeah, that was with the. Oh, it was with Sarah. It was for Sarah's birthday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We let the girls have ice cream for breakfast.
Oh, that's right.
They discovered what a la mode was on waffles and lost their minds.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
when we can get out of our houses again, we'll have to go to a diner. Hell, I can do it in my backyard. I got the flat top grill now and the new smoker, so I could make brisket hash or whatever on the flat top and bacon and eggs and pancakes and the
There
whole
you
nine.
go.
But it's more fun when somebody else cooks it and brings it
That's
to
true.
you, DJ.
Of course.
I don't want you to have to work for it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it less when somebody I know makes
Grubhub.
it.
We'll Grubhub diner food. So
Let's talk to some folks.
well, I say yes. So yeah, so like I said, it's the whole community is real important to all of us, I think. So
Yeah.
that's oh, I think I just heard a beep. That's who's that? Okay, so first up on our list of guests for people that we couldn't hang out with in Jersey because Jersey got canceled, our buddy Dave Schiffler. Dave, what's up, man?
Dave,
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on, Dave?
good to see you, man.
So,
Welcome to
Dave,
the
you're
shit show.
Yeah,
The ship
It's a
show.
mess.
Yeah.
shit show. So Dave is visiting us virtually from Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Right.
Land of cheesesteaks.
Pennsylvania.
Where about in Pennsylvania?
Funny you should mention cheesesteaks. I just had Pat's brought in
Oh.
yesterday. Belly.
Oh,
Gold
Gold belly. Yeah, we had Pat's cheesesteaks.
oh,
He
Nice.
did them to us. It was amazing.
it's not fair.
So good.
I almost did that because they were doing the 4 extra cheesesteaks, but I know how
Yep.
they come out.
Gold, yeah.
Let me tell you, not that I am sponsored by Gold Belly, but it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Really?
Really?
I ate 2 of them last night. I'm not going to lie. I'm a fat guy. What do you
So-
want?
It's all good.
They come
Oh, okay.
frozen and then you heat them up?
Yeah, 300 degrees, 15 minutes. Heat up the cheese whiz. Little.
They send you the whiz separate?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh.
I'm ordering today.
I have to split a box.
It's amazing.
Okay, so now I'm starving. So Dave, question. So obviously, like I said, the whole point is just because we can't hang out with everybody down at in Jersey for Smodcastle because it got canceled because of the pandemic and all that. So, question. So when did you start getting into the Kevin stuff? What was your first kind of hitch?
Well, it's funny that the first time that I ever heard about, and there was an article, I forget what magazine it was in, like Entertainment Weekly or whatever, and it was a review of Clerks. And I had a subscription to that because it was one of those like free subscriptions that you could get like from a list when you did something.
Yeah.
Some crap. And I read this review, and it sounded really awesome. It was like from the perspective almost of a surveillance camera, and I was like, that's such a great idea for a movie. So I was like, I want to check this out. Now, it didn't release around my house or anything, so I didn't see it in the theater right away. It wasn't until Vulgarthon '98 that I finally got to see it in the theater. Um, but it was one of the two movies that I bought at the rental price for the VHS.
Oh,
It was like
yeah.
$90 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I got it for $100. It was Clerks and Pulp Fiction were the two movies that I bought because I wanted them right away before they hit like the home
That's
video
amazing.
market.
Oh, that's insane.
Oh, I actually had a Canadian version of Clerks that I had bought. Like it came in as the Canadian version, which was really odd. But not that it mattered. I wore the tape out. You know, I've bought it many times since then, all kinds of different DVDs, Blu-rays,
Yeah.
everything else. But that's where it
Nice.
started. And then it didn't really solidify like hardcore until, you know, years later. I mean, I love the movie, loved Mallrats, Chasing Amy. And then I went to Vulgarthon '98 and I met other fans. And that's where it really hit. Like seeing other people with the like-mindedness of these characters on screen are talking the way that my friends and I talk to each other about the things we talk to each other about, rather than the John Hughes like idealized, you know, teenage movie. It was just a huge leap for me, and then I got into fandom, hanging out with other fans and stuff. And since then, I've been going to all kinds of, you know, the Dogma Diabetes pre-show before that came out. And, you know, the Netflix Rolling Road show was awesome. But yeah, just a ton of events and meeting other people. That's really where it is for me, anyway.
Nice.
You guys, meeting you guys.
Exactly.
I'm blushing. So, if everyone's seen Reboot, so Dave and his wife Kat are in there. They have they're the Ghostbusters, the one with the Silent Bob jacket on. So there's one scene when the girls are standing in the lobby at the con. You can see Dave goes right by.
Yeah.
So if anyone's watching the movie, that's Dave. That's Dave's back in Dave's giant proton pack.
Screen used proton packs.
That's
Screen
right.
used proton
That's right.
pack.
Proper, exactly.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, Dave, kick us a quick little, like, what's like one of your favorite Kevin stories? Like whether it was meeting him or an event or anything like that.
I'll tell you what. I saw the evolution of Kevin from like the introverted like writer at Vulgarthon '98,
Mhm.
kind of hard to approach. You know, it was weird because he didn't have a beard. He was very like kind of introspective until the Q&A started, and then, you know, Kevin even back then could talk forever. But all the way until like now, where I mean, we all know, you know, 2 questions get asked in a Q&A, and it's amazing if he could get through them. But I think that the craziest thing that I ever did was right before the Netflix Rolling Road show. They had a free signing. It was like a precursor to the free comic book day stuff they do now, kind of, where they were at the stash. They did a signing before the event went on, and the line was extraordinary. It wrapped all the way down to that steak place on the corner,
Mhm.
all the way back into the parking lots, back in the back, and all the way through that parking lot, wrapping almost all the way around the block. And Kevin had said, I'm going to sign until every last person gets their signatures. And man, I think we made it in there like at 2 a.m. the next day.
Yeah.
The line was so long. But during that time, like I met a bunch of people from the boards. There was, yeah, it was really cool. It was a long time to be around people that you didn't know when you walked in. And by the time like the end of it, there was people like, you know, going to grab waters for everybody, holding their spot in line so they could go to the bathroom, take a break. And all this was leading into like the day that they were showing Clerks, you know, right down the street at the park there, right by the hospital where Kev was born. And you know, getting to meet up with him that night and seeing like how tired he was after signing for 12, 14 hours straight, and how he still can, you know, maintained a conversation with everybody, and everybody had their moment with him. I think that speaks more about him than any other story I could tell.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah, he I was never around for like any of those old signings. I was, I didn't know that the stuff like that existed. Because I hadn't like kind of hooked into all the big crowd of fans yet. But yeah, I mean his what would be the word for it? His not attention, but
Stamina.
The reciprocation
Oh, man.
of affection towards the group of us is it's pretty legendary. So you don't get that from a lot of other people.
It's interesting, David. You mentioned that evolution because I went to a bunch of those early ones same time. I was more of a lurker on the boards. Didn't really talk much, but you've seen that evolution from that quiet, shy director to the character that is Kevin now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that same Stan Lee kind of thing. He's playing that image of Kevin now, more so than what we saw.
Like, and one real neat thing though is I got to see it like on the set of Reboot. I had never watched Kevin direct before.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a whole other side of him, the boss, Kevin.
I've never seen him so assertive. It was interesting.
Yeah, that was neat too. So
the reboot stuff was a lot of fun. That was the best. Obviously, that was just insane. Okay, next up on the hit list is our favorite Canadian, the pride of Ontario, Mr. Stephen Griss. What's up, Griss?
How's it going, boys? Good to see ya. Been a while.
Going on, Steve?
We've missed you. We've missed you a lot. I
I've
wore
missed you guys too.
I wore my shirt for you.
I appreciate
you
that.
even got
so
Sean
much.
dressed up. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I know.
up,
He
yeah.
went all the way to put on a shirt and a hoodie.
No
That's
pants.
it.
Zero
That's
pants.
no pants.
That's the rule on Zoom calls, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
In America, I wasn't sure about Canada. You have to wear 17% of pants.
Don't you understand? We're the North, so we focus on the upper part of the body.
Ah,
It's very simple.
excellent.
Unbelievable. You have seen their numbers, right? They're doing better than us.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Good to see
They
you.
take
It's 'cause
care
they
of their
drink
people
milk out of a
better.
bag. That's why.
Milk out of a bag.
Yeah, it's the milk.
They
cart.
stay out
I
of
guess
Walmart every day. Mm.
I hear that.
Hmm,
Well, because there's
The
only
milk
one in
in
the
the
entire
bags.
country.
The milk
There
in the
you go.
bags
Bag.
protects us. That's what it is.
exactly.
There
There
you
it
go.
is.
Okay, man. So, Chris, what was your first kind of intro to the Kevin Smith stuff, and what kind of hooked you on as a fan?
Yeah, so I became a Kevin fan pretty much on my first viewing of anything back when I was in high school, and this dates me, but I was thinking about this probably 2009, 2010.
Mhm.
I was out visiting a friend.
Dates
Yeah,
me.
I know. I
Fuck
see the look of
2009.
I see that look of disdain on
Yes.
DJ's face.
Yeah.
No, but I
I'd
was
see it, but
visiting
my
a friend.
eyes
We
are
were
too
just
old.
hanging out. I don't have my glasses on, so the fact that I could see it is a miracle.
Mm.
And that's only because I couldn't find them this early in the morning.
Oh.
But yeah, I was at a friend's house and we're just talking about what to do. We're trying to kill some time for an evening. And he said, "Hey, have you ever seen this movie? It's called Mallrats." I said, "No, I never heard of it. I don't know what that is." He said, "Oh, you're going to love it. Let's go." And he popped it on. And 90 minutes later, I became a Kevin fan for life. From there, he just started exploring what else was out there. And that's really the whole story. And it's just grown and grown and grown ever since.
Nice.
Are you the kind of guy that cared about directors or understood that Silent Bob was the filmmaker or any of that stuff?
I didn't get like really anything. We started watching, and then as we were talking, my buddy was telling me, yeah, that dude's the dude who's actually the director of this whole thing, and you start to get a little bit of insight. But all of that stuff didn't come till later once you start doing your own research and you start realizing, oh, this is the dude who wrote the whole thing, came up with all the oh God. We have wild
That was
animals.
amazing. Yes.
Tiger King over
Cat
here.
bombed.
Yeah. No, I'm the house cat king, Chris. Come on. We know
I'm
that's a
Saps
deadly
for my
animal.
hand.
Yeah, you're sap. Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's when you start digging in, you start realizing this is the dude who wrote everything, who's put all these ideas together. Then you start to gain this additional respect for someone, right? So that's kind of exciting because you get to go down that wormhole and your fandom expands. And that's kind of half the battle of being a fan of anything, is finding out how much more there is to enjoy.
Oh.
True, yeah. I have very similar to Chris, except mine was Mallrats in the theater in the 90s when...
Well, when Mallrats was in a theater, I think I was 2. So
Yeah.
Aw.
So
You're one of the 10 people that saw it that weekend, huh, DJ?
Yeah.
yeah, I snuck in too because I wasn't old enough to go see it. I think I bought tickets for we bought tickets for the Big Green, the soccer movie, and snuck into Mallrats. Good stuff.
That seems like an excellent choice.
Yeah, Big Green's a good movie too, though.
Yeah.
So
I've never heard of that one.
Neither
it's
have
good.
I.
Hambino from Sandlot's in it. So
Water break.
so obviously, like, you know, like when we just had Dave on Schiffler, and you know, you can see him in the movie. There's a very specific scene where you can see him. So you didn't get to go down to film with us, but your Kevin story is probably a little bit cooler because you actually have a song on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
So you
Absolutely.
want to go ahead and just yeah. So you want to go ahead and just tell us that little story, how that all came about?
Yeah, absolutely. So it really just came about, you know, hanging out one day at the office, or on the road rather, to the office, listening to Smodcast. And you heard Kevin start talking to Mosier about, you think I could have been a songwriter in another life? And they go into this whole tirade about a song about Kevin's dog. And he's got this idea for a chorus, and he sings it to Mosier. And they start joking around about all the things it could be. So, you know, I listened to that, and the whole day that kind of chorus was stuck in my head. And I'm sitting there tapping along at the office, singing it in my brain. And I'm thinking, you know, I could probably come up with something. I don't know how good it would be, but I could try. And it was kind of that why not attitude, the whole Kevin mentality, that I went home and I started messing around with it. And, you know, so a little bit of time went by, a week or two, and all of a sudden, you know, I had this 1-minute version of a song that I could post online, which I almost didn't do, but my mom heard it and said, no, it's good. Put it up. So God bless her. And when she had a chance to meet Kevin, she didn't miss the opportunity to tell him that.
It's all of her. Yeah.
But it went online. Mosier reposted it on Instagram within like 7-8 minutes. It started to get, you know, thousands of hits within the first night. And I was thrilled. I thought that was the whole thing. But a couple weeks went by, and Kevin posted it on his Twitter. He retweeted it and said, you know, I've been busy making the movie, but I absolutely love this. And I got to give props to this guy. So again, then it went up to like 50,000 views. I figured that was the end of the deal, and I was happy. But a little while later, I got a message from our mutual friend, Will Wilkins, who said, hey, can you give me some contact information, because Kevin wants to put this in the movie. And that was that. Then from there, I had to come up with the rest of the song, which I didn't, you know, I was about to leave on vacation. I had all these, you know, things that got in the way. But we got there, finished writing it while I was away, finished recording it in a week when I got back. So took a 1-minute demo and turned it into a 3-minute song in probably an additional 40 to 45 hours when I worked the 40-hour work week. And I fired that thing off, and that was kind of it. Bob's your uncle. But since then, it's just been amazing. You know, we got to go to Jersey, and I ran into Kevin at the Quick Stop, where he told me how much he loved the song and told me where it was in the movie. Literally, while the background of the Quick Stop is behind him, which is probably the greatest Kevin fan moment I could ever have. Oh, there you go. Sean's got his vinyl in front of him.
I just realized, I don't know if I can catch it, but your name is on here. Right?
Yeah.
You're on a
Yeah,
vinyl record that has Jay and Silent Bob on it somewhere. That's insane.
It's
You only have one copy, Sean? I'm disappointed.
I only have one that I could reach. Come on.
Uh-huh.
I think Chris is punching the stamp card to buy enough copies to win a prize. I think
My next one I get free. I think I'm at 9 now, so
there you
get my
go.
next one
Jesus.
free.
I'm probably
I have 2
pretty
vinyls
close.
and 2 CDs.
Yeah, I got
In
3
addition-
vinyls, at least 3 CDs. I'm still waiting to get
I think
some of
the
those
limit
frames
was-
that Sean showed me.
Yeah, the
Frame
Oh,
rate
those
vinyl.
frames are awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
beautiful.
I got to get one of those. No, I think Newbury Comics had a limit of 5 on the autograph, so of course I had to buy the 5.
Of course, come on.
You give them out for Christmas gifts and stuff. You know, you spread the love.
Christmas
Absolutely.
gifts. We will be
Um,
celebrating Christmas this year, I believe.
I did trademark that, you know, after you tried to steal that from me.
I thought it was my idea. No, it's
No.
probably your idea. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple bucks in that for you, Chris. Literally, there's about $2.
Thank you. That's amazing. I think that's what I make off the T-shirts.
There you go.
Yeah.
As long as you're making money, right? No, it was really cool. When my parents got to meet him, though, because we went to the Toronto Road Show, and this is one I never told you guys, but we came around the back, and I brought my folks with me. And as we're coming up, my mom is watching Kevin. She can see his shadow from the backdrop that he has. and she's seeing how he's constantly opening his arms to everybody. Don't bite me again. The cat's here. And she goes, I'm going to do what he does, and I want to see how he responds. And I said, oh, he's going to be like super friendly. That's just who he is. She goes, I want to do it anyway. So before my dad went, she comes forward and she opens her arms out wide and she goes, oh, so good to see you. And you hear just like a half a second pause, and Kev just goes right into being Kev. Oh my God, thank you so much for coming. You know, he gives her this big bear hug. I come around from behind, and as he's giving her this big hug, I go, I don't think you know who this is, sir. This is my mom. And he stops, he looks at me, takes him half a second, and he goes, oh my God, this is your kid? And just starts like blubbering to my mom, like, do you know what this kid did? He made this song for me. And it was just this really, really adorable moment. And it was really special. And it just, you know, just the fact that Kevin remembers who you are. How many faces did he see on that tour? Right? Yep. How many times has he met me? Like 3. Yep. It's ridiculous.
But he's heard your voice so many times.
Well, it was the same thing. I did the same thing with Athena when we were up at the main one. We were at the back of the line, and I'm like, I'm going to send you up first. I was like, get ready. He's a hugger. She's like, well, he doesn't know who I am. I was like, no, trust me, we'll be fine. You know, you can like, the line's over, and he's talking to Liv. He's like, I thought DJ was coming. It's like, yeah, no, he's back there. He turns around, he sees her, and then you got the hi with the hug. My kid's like, what the hell's going on? She didn't understand, like, because, you know, she's only ever met people of like, you know, famous people, whatever you want to say, at conventions where it's very, you know, stand on the X, how's it going, sign your thing and go away. But yeah, he is. He's the friendliest human being on the planet.
Absolutely.
It's insane.
It's amazing.
It is. It's awesome. It's awesome.
He's got the brain of an elephant too. Doesn't forget.
He remembers he's a steel trap, man.
Depending on how much he smoked.
I remember like, that's true. That is true.
I'm a steel sieve.
So yeah, I remember like, so you brought up, you know, the steel sieve.
I'm right with you, buddy.
When you brought up when you found out about the song at the Quick Stop, it was funny. You were with bunch of our other aunt friends, and like I said, you know, I said on Twitter, my fat ass went to go get a Mr. Pizza slice instead of going to the Quick Stop and go play pinball. But then he told us all that night at the Clerks 3 reading, and that was like, I admit, like I was super happy for you. It was kind of special even for me, just like, you know, being a friend and seeing, you know, someone else that you're real cool with get this magical moment. It was pretty special.
I cried watching Griss's reaction.
Yeah,
I know.
I wasn't watching Kev. I was turned back to watch where Steven was.
That may be the only time I have hugged another man and cried in joy in my life. Was that night? Right? Just
Jackson.
I love you, Jackson.
Yes.
Making this whole thing better.
He's such a little monster. Yeah, no, that was super special for me. I mean, you guys saw I wept like a little kid. So I have to try and leverage my pseudo friendship with Josh and see if I can get the footage that he has from that day.
Yeah.
There we go.
It'll come out at some point. You know it will.
Certainly.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. It will.
Okay, next up on the hit list, graphic designer extraordinaire, buddy Mike. What's up, Mike? How's it going, man?
How's it going, guys?
Hey, Mike, good to see you.
Thanks for calling into our little shindig we got going here.
Thank you.
Fan Fest,
yeah. So, Mike, you're in New York, right?
I am in New York.
How's things up in New York?
You know, you take things day by day. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, it can be scary one day and then be okay the next day.
Yeah.
You gotta, you know, take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
Are you right in New York City proper?
No, I'm in Long Island.
Okay.
So I'm about, what was it? I don't know the mileage off the top of my head, but we're about an hour and a half away from Manhattan.
Okay.
So, you know, you like I said, you get scared one day and then you get, you know, things are kind of lightening up the next day, and you know, just kind of have to keep a mental state of it.
Yeah. It's definitely a weird time to
it
go
is.
through.
It is. You know, everything happens in New York, you know, it's never freaking boring, you know, and I'm trying to be positive as much as possible, but it's like, I know people are dying, but again, it's just like, again, you know, something's happening. Shit, you know, you think I'd be smart enough to just leave, but you know, whatever.
Nah, you can't leave.
I can't.
Really, literally, right now, you can't leave.
Can't leave.
Oh, yes. I meant,
No, I did. I know.
Yeah.
You're stuck. So, Mike, so when did you first find out about Kevin's stuff, or kind of get hooked on Kevin's work?
Well, that's a question that's kind of twofold. I got introduced to Kevin by the way of Mallrats, which is usually the common thread with a Kevin Smith fan. I was at a party, party ended, and then me and my buddies decided just to stay up and drink and just watch Mallrats. And it's funny because I never really liked the mall, nor I never got into that culture.
Yeah.
But the Brody character really, I really connected with him because I was into comic books, and I'm like, they're talking about comic books. I'm like, oh my God.
In a movie.
In a movie. No, you didn't hear that. You never heard that. The Lois Lane and the Superman, conundrum of having a baby. I was like, this is awesome. This is great.
Yeah.
Because we've all thought about that. And so, yeah, I got introduced to that. And then, you kind of just gradually, you think of Kevin Smith. I'm not saying Kevin Smith now, but as a director, he's this mythical creature, as much as anyone in Hollywood, that you can never meet or obtain or anything like that. Now you're going back to the 90s, which is much freaking harder than it is now.
Yeah.
You had magazines, you had Entertainment Tonight or whatever it was, but you always thought these people were just in this far off fantasy place.
Sure.
So again, gradually I followed his work, and I didn't really get into Kevin Smith per se as a fan until he started doing the evenings of.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh, this guy is really funny. I can hear a Superman story or a Bruce Willis story
right
10, 20 times a day and not even get bored of it. I can probably do them verbatim now, but he's such a great storyteller. So yeah, it's like I followed him, and then I became more of a fan as we all got connected. Yeah. Technology, Twitter, yada yada yada, and I've been a fan ever since. I haven't stopped, and I don't plan to.
Excellent. So do you have a particular Kevin related story? I mean, I know because
you got to pick one.
You got to pick one. Yeah. So had you met him before Comic Book Day last time?
What, with me and you?
Yeah. Had you met him before that?
That was the first interaction.
That's right.
That was the first one. I was nervous as all hell. You were very cool with Comic Collective. He's like, yeah, I've done this before. Screw you, TJ. But you were very nice to it. I loved it. But it was just like, yeah, I got this. And no, that was the first time. And I'll never forget that as long as I live. It was probably one of the good top 5 days of my life. And then I just recently saw him again in February at the Reboot Roadshow.
Yeah.
I was very lucky to do that because, a month later, we were on lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right. I didn't even think about it. So one cool thing about Mike, I'm not sure, Sean, if you know this, as far as we all have our
there's a lot of cool things about me.
That's true. I had to pick one.
Don't soft sell it.
Yeah.
But
so DJ, can you just tell me, you got to pick one, just one Mike,
just
Mike
one cool
story.
thing.
Put it on your list, just one.
No, so
Whatever's right here.
Everyone has their favorite character. Some people are Jay and Silent Bob people. Maybe it's Brody. Maybe it's Dante. But I think Mike's favorite Kevin Smith character is it's very unique. At least I don't know anyone who else feels this way.
Let him tell me. I want to hear this.
Yeah.
I am slightly obsessed with Ranger Danger.
Hey man, that's awesome.
Yes, I am slightly obsessed with them. I think it's more or less nobody knows about him. And
I don't.
Yeah,
right.
Cool.
Tell me. So where does that character first feature? Was it in Clerks on Randall's T-shirt, or was that in a later?
It was a one-note joke and Randall's T-shirt and Clerks 2.
Clerks 2. Okay.
Yes, and I always was fascinated by this, and I'm like, what does this mean? Because nobody knows Ranger Danger. Why would Kevin do this?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it makes no sense, but it's more of a mystery, an unsolved mystery, which I was like, oh, I got to do something. So, I would go searching on the internet, and, there would be rumors how he was going to do a live Ranger Danger movie. and Seth Rogen was going to star in it, and I was like, oh, that's interesting, but whatever, it's Kevin. And then everything just kind of fell by the wayside because he went on other things. That's the one. And then when Reboot came out, I guess Kevin rediscovered the Ranger Danger, and he started to really get a lot of interest in it. Now, the funny thing about it is that I'm a 3D animator.
Mm-hmm.
I do that in my spare time. I'm not a professional per se. Excuse me. But I've been developing a Ranger Danger animation throughout the whole thing. Now, I only had the T-shirt. That was it.
Right.
That's all I had. It was like, it's black and white. And I'm like, I got nothing to go on.
Right.
So I kind of just made it up. And when I met Kevin last May, I showed him 2 pictures. One was the original, which I did, which he was Ranger Danger. And he was it was like this, actually. I'm sorry. He was black and no, he was red and white.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, I was like, so I saw that he, his color theme was completely different. It was blue and orange. I was like,
right.
Blue and orange. I'm like, can I ask why? And he's like, oh, I went with Oilers.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I went with Canada. I was like, oh, it wasn't too far off the mark. So he really liked it. And when I saw him again, me and Kevin,
mm-hmm.
in February, my wife surprised me with backstage passes.
Nice.
That was indeed tense.
Awesome.
My wife loves to support me with my obsession because I did the same thing for her. She's a Disney fanatic, so every summer we go to freaking Disney, and I'm like, here we go again. Yeah.
It's a small world.
Yeah. DJ, yeah. I'm surprised you're quiet over there.
Yeah.
DJ's like only once a year? Yeah.
Well,
Zero this year.
I think if we still
he's got a hidden Mickey in his pants, shall we say.
That's not a joke, too.
Yeah, I know. It's
just a little mouse.
I wish that hadn't appeared in my head at that particular moment. Guys.
Oh, go with it.
So we support each other in our little obsessions.
Nice.
And so we met Kevin backstage, and he goes to me. So he remembered me from the Stash,
mm-hmm.
and he goes, "What? No artwork?" And I was floored because the guy smokes a lot of freaking pot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I met you once for 5-10 minutes, maybe, and you remembered me. I'm like, that's incredible. And I go, I got nothing. I'm like, my wife surprised me with this. She's like, so she goes, you idiot. And she smacks me. She's like, show him your tattoo. I'll show you.
Yeah.
So I got the Ranger Danger tattoo.
Oh, that's sweet, man.
That's
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So again, slightly obsessed with the character.
Yeah.
And he goes, I've never seen that before. He's like, I've seen Kevin Smith tattoos, Jane Silent Bob, and he's like, that's the first time I've ever seen a Ranger Danger tattoo. And so, yeah, like I said, I'm just slightly obsessed with the character. And I don't know, I guess it's just kind of, maybe the mystery of it, because I don't know anything about it. It was almost like the Joker, if I can equate it to something. You don't know anything about the history, but he's a great character. Right. And you don't want to know like the origins of that character. I'm like, that's what makes it so intriguing.
Well, right.
Or Wolverine, before they fucked him up. I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, I don't want to know these characters. I'm like, I get enough. Can I have a little bit of mystery? And that's what's, so I guess, I don't know.
That's definitely cool. That's definitely cool. That's something that I haven't known a lot about. And I think it's cool that you have anchored that with some, creativity. I think that's one of the things that anchors some folks in Kevin's mind. He's got a great memory and recall regardless.
It's amazing.
But when you've created something that, that hits with him, it does stick with him, I think.
I was floored because I kind of equated to him and Ben Affleck, their reunion.
Right.
And then, you know the story of he's like, yeah, that was a press junket. They said all the time. And he kind of just, let it go.
Yeah.
And I kind of took it the same way. We're our first meeting and, we met. I didn't expect him to remember anything. I'm like, you meet millions and millions of people every day.
Yeah.
Why would you know me?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And he did. And I was like, holy shit, I'm onto something. I was just fucking floored.
Yeah.
And, we met him the second time. It was very on off. And we didn't get that much time together.
Yeah.
And I kind of understood. I'm like, dude, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you got to sleep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, Kevin has nothing but good to his fans.
Yeah.
And that sticks with you. He could have a shitty movie, he could have whatever, but he's good to his fans and their fans are loyal. And they're not psychotic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
I've never
mostly.
met one person that's complete, I'm sorry to say, but dick. Not one.
I was going to say psychotic.
DJ
No,
included.
I know one, but
Psychotic, yes. But
I have my
but yeah,
moments.
Oh, I
Not
know.
a-
I met a few stalkers,
yeah,
things like that.
But
Yeah.
very rare. It's
yeah,
but I've met so many people, and this is like the things that I'm like, I love. I love the fans more than I love actually Kevin.
yeah. I understand that.
Well, that's one reason for he said, well, we're doing this because I was, we were really looking forward not just going down to Smodcastle, but to see everybody again. So it's like,
Yeah.
well, we kind of got that taken away from us. Well, fuck it. Let's just make our own on Zoom.
Well, speaking of Smodcastle, you can take this out, you can edit this out, but this is between.
No,
four.
not it.
No, please.
No?
Pick us up.
Yeah, bring it.
Please.
Okay. All right. So now the three of you know probably exactly what I'm going to say.
Yes.
I did a banner, very Games of Thrones banner for Smodcastle, and this morning I woke up to an email
What?
from Kevin.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Now, the context of the email is very short.
Sure.
It didn't say anything of whatever. He just said, "Gorgeous, sir!" ! That's it.
Hey, man, that's great.
I don't care. I got
That's
the email and I was like,
awesome.
holy shit, I almost crapped myself.
Yeah.
Oh, I see your supportive
Photobomb.
wife.
Hi.
And she will hide.
And now I'm hiding. I love you.
Love you. Have fun at work.
Bye.
Bye.
That's sure. I mean, just the fact that you even got a reply is awesome,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I DM'd DJ. I was like, you will meet a very happy camper this morning. So yeah.
Well, I think it's along the lines of what a DJ was saying, where we can just decide to kind of reach out and get together with some of our fellow fans like this. The fact that today somebody creative like yourself can make some things and actually get them out there to people, right? That's just
Get eyes on.
that's so unusual, historically. But now it really is possible.
Yeah.
You can get something out there and either hook them directly, or if it sparks a fandom rise, that attention can help get it to, it's just, and even if it's not selected for some greater thing, it doesn't matter. You've added joy and value to not just somebody that you value his creative output, but also all of us, right? Everything I've seen from you, graphically and creatively, Smodcastle stuff and everything is just, it's just joy. It's just positive, creative energy that you've put out there just by spending that time and thinking about it. Your tattoo, everything, and don't stop.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Trust me, I don't plan to stop. Like I said, I sent you guys an email, a DM the other day, and I said just thank you. DJ's like, before they even start, he's like, I'm betting on you. He's like, make something, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then you guys retweeted, and I was like, just thank you, because you guys are part of my team and you guys are my support. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I share this with you. I'm like, without you, I'm like, I got nothing. And that gets me going, because it's like, look, I have faith in you. You're a good guy. And I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, I'll do it because I want to make you guys proud. And, so
that's
you know,
good.
That's
it
awesome.
goes hand in hand.
I'll be interested to see that sort of, community engagement, not just within fandom, but just in general, bringing people together that technology and the internet stuff does. The period of time that we're going through right now is a real test of that. And I think we'll cement it because to a certain extent, that's something that hasn't lost any steam, right? If anything, we're spending more time in front of our screens, in front of our devices, interacting.
Content renaissance.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
So
Well,
so I'm glad you feel supported by us.
Yeah.
We feel
banner
buoyed
is
by
awesome.
You. Yeah.
The banner's gorgeous, and I hope one day to have it hanging on the wall next to all the Bruins Cup banners and the Patriots Championship banners and the bar.
Yeah.
And the thing is sick. So
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, like I said, it's just, when this whole thing started, I was like, okay, Kevin Smith wants a logo. I don't do logos. I really don't.
Yeah.
There are certain things I can do, and I'm like, a logo, it's not my strong point, but I'll throw it out there. I don't give a crap. I think he did a contest for a reboot poster. I think it was Poster Spy or something like that.
T-shirts. They did the logo. James Hot Bob logo for Hot Topic.
Right.
The poster.
I threw mine out there.
Oh, there was, yep.
I threw mine out there, and I'm like, I don't do this. I mean, I'm, literally like.
But you did.
But again, it was just like, if someone's going to do one great one, I'll do 3 okay ones. I don't plan on winning because I'm like, that's not my strong point. But again, you'll know my name because I'm going to be out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I can't draw straight on with the pencil, so you got me topped.
So it's just, when I do stuff like that, again, it's an ego boost. It's someone saying, good, good job. You're smart and you're good. And I'm like, yeah, I love it. Don't get me wrong, but
I'll take it. It's like, I'll take it. Okay, next up, we have one of my favorite people in the world. Jen, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm excellent. So how are you on this 420?
Oh, excellent. One of the favorite days of the year.
Yeah.
And of course, Kevin just launched his fan club today, which is awesome. Perfect day for it to launch. So, of course, I think everyone's signing up for that today. I am, of course.
Yeah, so it's very we're on topic quite a bit with this whole thing. So, for everyone who doesn't know, so you were in Reboot 2, and one of the main ways we kind of synced up was through the Reboot stuff. So we had talked a little bit beforehand, but we really kind of synced up, help each other with our Reboot costumes.
Mm-hmm.
And then from then, it's just like, I feel like I've known you for 40 years at this point in time, which is kind of funny. So.
Yes, absolutely. So I remember actually seeing you as Kevin's clone at Vulgarthon.
Yes.
Quite a bit, and Sean and stuff, and a lot of our other Smod Squad fans and families. And then, I reached out to you because your awesome costume is just phenomenal. So you helped.
Yeah, I dabble.
It's just like screen perfect, obviously.
Yeah.
Just excellent. So I reached out to you for my Lady Chronic costume. You helped me with my belt, which was excellent. I got so many compliments.
It did come out nice. It came out nice.
It did. So I was in Reboot. Unfortunately, I missed you when we were down there.
I know. I missed everybody. I went like before everybody did.
You did, like a week or two.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we missed you down there, but we've met up since then. Plenty of events. A lot more in the future for sure.
Yeah, and like we talked about, we're supposed to be together right now, but
it
just didn't work. So that's why we're doing it on the internet.
Yes.
So no, go ahead.
Yeah. So Reboot was just like the most amazing experience that I've ever had in my life.
It was fun.
That was my first like real solo trip. And I don't mean like to Red Bank or, something like that, which I always do. But it was my first solo trip to like a completely new state by myself. And it was my first time that I got to meet a lot of the West Coast Smod Squad. Mm-hmm. Like I've met Jamie 1,000 times, but it was the first time I met Jimmy. Never met him before. First time I met Will. And it was first time I met Nate. Never met Nate before, but we've talked forever online, and I know everybody's names from the shows and everything. So it was just so cool to finally have like our family and our community together.
Yeah. Was that kind of like your favorite Kevin story, the whole going down for reboot thing?
That was a highlight of my whole entire life. And for someone who doesn't really have a personal family of their own or a lot of close-knit friends up here in Philly, I've made so many from Kevin that yeah, just finally meeting up with everybody, finally being able to be an extra in his movie, which when I met Kevin a few years ago was something that he invited me to. Originally, it was supposed to be in Vancouver when they were shooting up there. So when I was able to come down and be a part of it, it was just an absolute dream come true. So highlight of my whole entire life right there.
And you kind of hit on it. That's kind of the theme of this whole thing is that it's we talk as much as we're kind of bummed we're not going to see Kev. Obviously, we're kind of bummed we're not seeing each other too. It's kind of like it's par for the course now. It's almost just as important as getting the gang together. So
it is, and honestly, there's been plenty of times where we go to see Kevin, but we make a whole day out of it, a whole weekend out of it, just to be together as a family and as a crew and share our love for the man, but of course each other. So it's just wonderful how such a great person who has done so much for all of us, not even like we are so lucky that we kind of know Kevin. Like we have had great interactions and great, wonderful experiences, like one-on-one speaking with him and stuff, that just the little bit that he does when he reaches out to people on Twitter, and sometimes he's like, oh, you're having a shitty day, I'm going to send you this. Yeah, brighten your mood up. Like he's like, it's just so wonderful. It's so great. So I appreciate everything that he does for us. And when Stoner had the experience that he did on set on Reboot with Weight Watchers, we were all just like huddled up in the background together, like, oh my God, like it was so cute. It's so much fun.
That's one of my Brian was going to be on. He just couldn't make the schedule meet, but that's one thing, we talk, me and him talk about the weight stuff a lot too. Cause I actually he's got the Weight Watchers stuff. I did it before the Weight Watchers thing, but like one of my favorite things I have one of his Weight Watchers articles from ET online that actually got quoted and I got mentioned. My picture, like my Twitter pictures in there and everything like that. So I brought to him. Yeah, so he signed that up for me and all that stuff. So I have one and he has one. We're the only two people that have one of them. So yeah, that's kind of one of my favorite things. But yeah, it's so funny. Like, just you telling the story, like I get all happy because you're all happy telling the story, and that's kind of how it all is. It just makes you happy.
It's Kevin has affected my life in such a way where, like, if I'm ever depressed or just having a shitty day, I could easily just turn on a podcast, turn on a clip on a movie on YouTube or whatever it is. My ringtone is the Smodcast theme song. So like I could just dance I have a dance that I do to that song when I listen to it. And of course you rap and you sing along and stuff. Oh, yeah. Like just that alone can put you in such a great mood. But I know that I'm not the only one who thinks this way, but Kevin's so accessible. So like with him and all of his stories that he tells on podcasts and stuff, you feel like you're his best friend. Like you feel like he is such a big part of your life. It's just awesome. Like if I could name one person who could be my best friend, that would be the man.
Oh yeah, no, I'm right there. It's like him and like, maybe Tom Brady, but
of course Tom Brady for you. But I don't know, he just traded on you guys. So hey,
I like going to Florida too, so it's all good. So
me too.
I know, seriously, it's only an hour away. When did you first kind of get hooked on the Kevin stuff?
So my brother is 5 years older than me. So growing up, he watched like kind of stuff that like we watched South Park when we were kids, Simpsons, like, oh, of course.
All that shit you're not supposed to watch at that age.
Yes, exactly. So of course, Clerks was one of them. Like, of course it was. So I think that I was in second grade. So I think I was 8 the first time like I really remember watching Clerks. And I just remember like being in middle school when you really start finding your own individuality. And I was always the odd kid who, well, first of all, I was very overweight. But I I also was into Star Wars, and I was into like bands like My Chemical Romance and Green Day. I was the weird emo goth kid that people were like, ew, you like Star Wars, you like comic books, like video games, gross. Like, let's not talk to her.
It's amazing how we get along so well. I wonder why.
Right. So with Kevin, all of that was in his movies. He was a nerd just like I was, and his movies were hilarious. And then of course, when you get older, you realize a lot more of the jokes and adult themes that you didn't realize when you were 8 years old watching his movies. Especially, Kinky Kelly. I learned about that very early from his movies. So I got into it at a very young age. And once he started doing podcasting and I figured out the internet more and all that stuff, I just became hooked, and his world has grown so much. So as like you, I'm an aunt. So I'm a huge Tom and Steve Day fan too. And comic book men, I mean, like, come on, like just everything is solid gold. There's no wrong. So it's hard to not just digest and consume everything, especially I think, they say like, don't meet your heroes and stuff, but I haven't heard anyone, and I know I will never hear anyone because I'll be like, that's some bullshit.
We'll have words if they do.
oh, there will be words. There will be words. Like, he's just such a great guy. So like, how do you not want to support someone like that? And especially when you feel like his friend, like it's just so easy that, you want to keep creating good. And that's what he does.
Exactly. No, yeah, they do. It's one thing they say, never meet your heroes unless your hero is Kevin fucking Smith, because he's.
Oh my gosh. I have a lot of friends. Like my one friend Chris Bell, shout out to him. He's one of my oldest Kevin Smith friends. I met him when I was 16 at my very first job, and he's 5 years older than I am or whatever. And we hit it off about Kevin Smith right away. And since then, like, we've been best friends. So I know, I try to get him to come out for Kevin's shows all the time. It's going to happen. But he says like, oh, like I would love to meet him. And I'm like, it's everything that you could possibly want and more. Like, just such a solid dude.
It is. It's awesome. Awesome. So thank you for coming on, and I'll see you soon. We'll definitely see you soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for our next Smod Squad get together.
It's coming. It's coming.
For
soon.
Sure. For sure.
As soon as we can all get out of our house, we'll do something.
Absolutely.
That was a lot of fun.
Yes,
that
definitely.
was just as much fun as I hoped it was going to be. So
it was great seeing everybody.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for helping out. It's really great.
Yeah, carving time out of their weekends and
seriously, yeah, exactly. I mean, everyone, especially everyone is so busy right now too. That
they have to put on
schedules
pants.
No,
shirts on.
I know. Yeah, I apologize. Shirts. Everyone had to put pants on to get on the Zoom today. I feel actually real bad about that. But no, that was
out of their day. I don't know what day this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it
one that ends in Y?
March 97th, I think.
March 97th. That's what it feels like.
But no, it was
Christmas is tomorrow.
Yeah, it's it's one thing to like shoot people texts and tweets and stuff like that, but just to see everyone's face, it felt a little more human, which was nice.
And a little more connection there.
Yeah. Like I said, it is really one of the things I was looking forward to the most about this weekend was, I mean, you guys have it different because you guys were going to come off a vacation and head down, so you guys would have been all tanned and shit. But
thanks for reminding me, Chris. We would be on a plane right now to Aruba.
We should be checking into the hotel this afternoon.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah. So yeah,
curse you, coronavirus.
There was a world in which Sean and I would not have been there on 420.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was.
Although there was a world where
you were going to try to hit it.
We weren't getting back until I was going to go down for Friday.
Yeah,
we weren't going to get back to Wednesday, but I was going to go down for the Q&A.
To make sure I don't have a hotel reserved.
It's probably looking forward to it because I wasn't going to have you guys. So, but.
Yeah,
but no,
that's because we would have let you stalk on your own.
That's true.
Love us.
Nah,
you sneaking by.
I can't help it. I love the guy. It's like it would have been nice to to do it. But this worked. This kind of filled the the hole in your heart a little bit, just to see everyone. And
we just need some Smodcastle 2021 t-shirts,
There we go. I wasn't there, like the WrestleMania one. I wasn't there. Smodcastle 2020.
There you go.
I wanted to go to Smodcastle, but all I got was this t-shirt.
A stupid t-shirt.
I couldn't go to Smodcastle. I got a stupid t-shirt. Yep. As long as Mike can do the t-shirt design, that's cool. So no, this was no. Like I said, it was nice. Like I said, everyone that we talked to is great. And if and for anyone who we didn't talk to, apologize. But if you ever want to come on, just hit us up. Yeah. And we'll make it work. So
anytime.
So one thing we figure we do is everyone. One of the main reasons why we go to these shows and stuff is we need to see him get to basically say thank you. Because he means so much to all of us and everybody really. So figure it'd be nice we do that here and we have everyone can throw out their little thank you message. It would just be nice. It kind of will fill that void. So here's everyone's little thank you to Kevin.
Just thanks for 25 plus years of entertainment, the better part of my life. And really it's about like, I'm happy that he's brought me together with other people of like mind so that we can hang out and do stuff like this, even in the middle of a pandemic. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's really what it is. Like I like Kevin Smith and his films are the cake. You all are the icing.
Oh,
that's awesome, man.
That's perfect. I like that.
Kev, thank you so much. Like I said, I've been a fan of your work for about 10 years now. And I always thought that my fandom would be from afar. And you think that, maybe if we're lucky, I'll go to a con or I'll go to an event and I'll get to shake your hand and thank you for what you've done for me. Just from an entertainment perspective. And obviously it's gone so much further than that. To have a song that I literally get to say I wrote with you, that my name is beside yours, it's just something I could have absolutely never imagined. So thank you so much for thinking of me, for listening to something and living the words that you say to everyone. That why not attitude that you always talk about, the idea of bringing everyone into things is, it's something to say and it's a great way to inspire people, but to actually do it and put it into action in what you do at the capacity and scale that you have is absolutely unbelievable. And I think as a fan, that's one of the greatest things I could ever ask for. Damn it! See, this is my equivalent of Shecky. If you're watching,
yep.
This is
Jackson don't like it. Yeah.
All the best,
new song,
and I can't wait for everything that's coming down the pike because I know it's going to be amazing.
God, like what haven't I said before to Kevin? For God's sakes, thank you for giving me the world I didn't know existed.
There you go.
The fandom is incredible. The things that I've done are incredible. I have to say, it's like, I'm sorry, it's all about me, but thank you. Without Kevin, I wouldn't have gone to Canada and played hockey. That's incredible. My artwork hasn't been out, and Kevin giving me an email saying, "Gorgeous, sir." Whether he does it with I don't care, but I'm like, holy shit, that's great. It's awesome. It made my whole day.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the adventure, the adventure that I'm on, thank you. That's it. And it's not going to stop. It's going to keep on going and keep on moving forward. So Kevin, thank you.
All right, so I just want to give a nice little thank you to Kevin. He has changed my life in so many ways possible. I'm going to try not to get emotional, and everyone knows that I am emotional, especially when talking about the most important man in my life. I absolutely love him. He's helped me survive so many difficult situations. He's always a ray of sunshine and a source of inspiration and hope. And I know I'm not the only one, but he has saved my life in so many different ways. So I just want to thank him for everything that he has done for me and every time he has ever made me smile. And for giving me the most amazing family and friends that I could ever possibly ask for. Thank you.
Hey, Kevin. Sean Hogarty, Vakaboka here. I just want to thank you for being an inspiration of entertainment and can-do attitude and why not attitude for what is it, 25 plus years now since I saw a VHS, either a bootleg or rental of Clerks way back when in college. It's been fantastic to watch you work, watch you grow, watch you podcast and inspire a lot of what we do as fan men and as individuals now. So thanks for all that. Thanks for squeezing into this jersey behind me with Jay during the Reboot Roadshow tour. That's a highlight of my life. So hope to see you in person again soon once we get through all this social distancing fun.
Hey, Kev. Probably didn't think you were going to see my stupid face again this early. I don't know what else I could possibly say to you. I've been fortunate enough to talk to you a bunch over the years, and I think you know exactly how much you mean to me and how much you've affected my life. Going on 25 years here. Been fortunate to start with a fandom and start kind of morph into a friendship. And I appreciate all the opportunities, all the time you spent, all the talks we had. I don't know, that's really it. I just appreciate you, the person, and all the opportunities I've had to spend time getting to know you outside of the rest of it. So stay safe, be well, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the other side, sir.
Yeah, Kevin, thank you so much. I mean, it's been, 25 years since I first kind of got into this, and especially the last few years have been kind of a wild ride. I mean, on top of just, putting me in a movie, but, like we've talked before, basically saved my life with the weight loss stuff. And, the hard, I had some hard times too with, my brother's passing away, and Reboot came out right after to kind of take my mind off it and stuff like that. And, yeah, it's just, it's the best. And the fact that you're, you don't have to be as nice to us as you are, but you are, and you're just a genuine, awesome human being. And, the fact that a couple years ago, I hadn't even had the opportunity to meet you. And then since then, now you brought me all these great friends. I said, you put my dumb face on a movie screen, and, you kind of gave me that last time we talked, you kind of gave me like that family status kind of nod, which was nice. And, you're, super good to my kid, my wife, and everything. It's just, it's pretty unreal actually. And I just, still hasn't really kicked in yet. So once again, for everything you do, thank you, and hope to see you soon whenever the world opens back up.
Yeah, it's
nice.
It's nice to have this common bond with you guys, with the folks who joined us today, and with so many other fans and fans that have become friends and constant touch points during the day and the week. It's been really nice during this freaking month plus of nothing normal.
Yeah.
Just to kind of have that extended family out there, it's your contact with the outside world right now to a certain extent. So
it's the sanity check.
It's a lot.
That's check.
I don't know.
To my insanity. Yeah.
Check.
Yeah,
check.
I'll use the check part. Yeah, I don't know about the sanity part, but
awesome.
Well.
Awesome. So thanks everyone for checking this out. If you want, like and subscribe down below. If you want to listen to the audio show, you can find it right here on YouTube or on SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, iHeartRadio, wherever. And if you ever want to either send us some ideas or even hit us up to chat or something like that, especially, if you're one of our buddies, you know how to get a hold of us, or hit us up at FMen37. And somehow, if Kev ever wants to come on, his people know how to get a hold of us. So we could make that, I'm saying we could make that work. So it's possible.
We can make anything work.
We can make anything work. So thank you again, everybody. And thanks everyone who came on to chit chat, and have a good one.
Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.